Today, I bought every LEGO Despicable Me set, and I'm going to buy, build, and blab about them all. And while I'm at it, make some new lore for the next Despicable Me movie. So stay tuned, because things are gonna go bananas. Anyways, LEGO. So last summer, Despicable Me 4 came out, and I was feeling extra despicable, so I bought a load of Despicable Me sets. But before I could build them, I decided I needed to head to Walmart and grab some bananas to help me focus, and now I could head home to build the Minions and Gru's family mansion. I always found it funny how Gru's house is so absurdly large and dark compared to his neighbors, and building the iconic house in LEGO was actually a really fun experience. It comes with a lot of the main characters, like of course Gru, who looks really weird without a nose, and I think he looks better with the Pinocchio head, and some 1x1 LEGO bricks to make him look taller. I also gave him a freeze ray. We also got Gru Jr., who's in a professional beefing match with Gru, his mom Lucy, who stole Fozzie Bear's scarf, and of course the Goyles, Margot, Edith, and Agnes.
No annoying sounds.
Does this count as annoying?
Oh! Very.
And we need to stop Agnes from doing that, so we're gonna build her a unicorn.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die!
And now it's time to assemble the Mega Minions, who are basically minions who are given special powers by the AVL. This is Mel. He has a red laser eye, so when he aims down, he can cut a laser hole through the earth. Next is Tim. He has these super long arms, and he can use them to slap his boy from across the room. And this is Jerry, who's the Kool-Aid man of Minions. Next I built the mansion. It was super tall and purple, and it has this little minion in the window. But the details outside aren't really exciting compared to the interior. Like with Gru's lab, which was missing Dr. Nefario, so I made him. The set also has these spinning pillars, and on the left there's one with a toilet seat.
I sit on the toilet.
And on the right is a box with cookies that Dr. Nefario can turn into robots.
I said cookie robots. Why are you so old?
Once you get upstairs, you'll see Gru's red chair and the girls' room that has this picture of Agnes's unicorn. And if you go up another level, you see a couch for everyone to sit on. There's also a tree house, but I didn't want to waste time on it because I still have a ton of sets to get through and I need to keep assembling the Mega Minions. Like the one in this Minion banana car, which has 4 different minions, like the anti-villain League Tim, who's testing some new experimental inventions, including the suction gun, Mel, who's painting a banana, and Pit Crew Ron, who can change Gru Jr. when he leaves something despicable in his pants. And lastly, this is Mega Minion Dave. Dang, bro is huge. Can you imagine him sitting on you? And then there's the banana car, which reminds me of the banana boats I used to ride as a kid. Now there's still one Mega Minion left, and he's in the Minion Music Party Bus set, which they were all taken away from Gru's house in. It has Mel, Phil, Dave, and Mega Minion Gus, who has the power to fly. Now the movie bus had way more minions in it, but don't worry, they're coming later, because I gotta assemble the hype bus. Yo, it's a party in here. This thing has a dance floor, hot tub speakers, and DJ to crank out the best music. And now we have over 10 minions, so we have a small community going. I built a driver named Carl from the movie, and while I'm at it, I had Dr. Nefario install a time travel engine onto the bus, so the girls could go visit real unicorns. Yo, wait a minute, is that Vector?
Vector! That's me, because I'm committing crimes with both direction and magnitude. Oh yeah!
Vector's stealing the girls and going back in time to kill young Gru. And I think he's going back to 2022, where everyone got suited up to watch Minions: The Rise of Gru, and LEGO put out these new sets based on the movie. Like this $15 pack that has a young Gru minifigure with his boys Kevin and Bob, and they're in the middle of fighting Bell Bottom and this boxing man. Gru was about to lose when a bus came in and... Oh, I gotta rip this open. This is Bob with robot arms that can grab bananas in hard to reach places, shoot off fart guns, and throw these little missiles. What does this do? Turns out it's a Gigantifier that makes you into a bigger version of yourself, which is where this version of Bell Bottom is from, as well as Bob and Kevin. And there were 2 of these sets because the other one had young Gru with his signature scarf, and the only ever human one of these to get a nose. He also comes with his boys Stuart and Otto. But I got sidetracked because next I have to build Gru's unstoppable bike chase to get away from Vector. It's a little larger than the one in the movie, but you get another young Gru, Bob, and Stuart, who can get dragged in this missile car with Kevin. Now Gru's gonna need some good fighters to take on Vector later, so he dropped his boys off at a kung fu training dojo, which I still have to build. I also unlocked the new Minion Otto, who can wield the golden banana. We also got all the boys in their kung fu uniforms, which looks sick. The set has features for dual training with this brown dummy, banana details in 4 different colors, and jump training to launch minions to the moon, which might come in handy later. These guys are gonna keep training, but we need to catch up with Gru, who already made it to his lair that he started in his mom's basement. It only has 87 pieces with this cool slide giant signs with different minions and more bananas. And it also has this washing machine with minions inside it and a mini roller coaster next to it. I also have a lair in my mom's basement with a bunch of yellow people in it, but you don't have to worry about that right now. Gru's hiding out from Vector, who's tracking him down, and he found him.
What?
Gru and his boys got back on the bike to escape, and Gru called in a 119-piece Minion training pilot plane that I still have to build.
Hey!
Build the rescue plane, install the toilet, load the pilot, and off to the rescue. Save the banana, and make the rescue. The plane is actually legit and had a good takeoff, but Vector managed to find the Gigantifier.
Oh yeah!
And Gru left some minions behind, so Vector shot them with it. Whoa, that's pretty giant. And if you turn them around, they also have a fully functioning interior with these little voices inside their heads and a way to roll their eyeballs. Yo, this kind of reminds me of like Inside Out. And Vector used the Giganta minions to guard the Goyles so they couldn't escape while he hunted down Young. And jumping back to the future, I got this Minion jetboard set from Kohl's that Gruz and his team were working on building to go back in time and save them all. And it looks like they just about got it to work. And Gru Jr. also made sure to attach a string so that way all the other minions could join along. Going back to the future in 3, 2, 1. And it looks like they're going back to the past. In the past, Vector was messing around because he megafied and mind controlled basically everyone. And when Gru came in from the past, he accidentally hit him with the ray. But at least Gru's here to come in and save the day. Take that! And now Gru is a gigantic brick-built over 800-piece set. And it looks like some of the minions were caught in the Giganta Ray too. Like Kevin with his iconic fart gun. This guy named Carl, who was that irritating minion. Gary, who has a fruit hat, maracas, and some serious curves on that telephone piece. Tim, who looks all dapper in his suit and alternate eyes. And Mel, who spins the whole gang around with this pin that's shoved up his butt. Whoa, what was I saying? Right, it spins everyone around the brick-built Gru to defend him. And he honestly looks perfect, and you can pose his arms any way you like. And yes, if you're wondering, he can dab. And the face isn't even that bad, unless you take it off. But now Gru is primed and ready to get his girls back at any cost, and luckily, he's got help.
Triple kill. Don't make me laugh.
No.
Distraction.
Vector doesn't have the Giganta gun anymore. Call in the Mega Minions.
You want to see me?
Gru got shrunk down by the shrink ray and is surrounded by all his minions and girls. What about Vector?
Oh, poop.
And they all got back home, and Gru even brought home some more minions. Now, for the last few years, LEGO has collabed with Despicable Me to make official Despicable Me LEGO sets. But there's definitely one thing they didn't have enough of, and that's minions. So today I caught these illegal Mega Bloks LEGO sets to see if they're as good as the real ones. And these sets are based off of different scenes from the movie. Now, the first set I want to build is from that scene in Despicable Me where Agnes's toy was destroyed, and Gru sent the minions out to go buy her a new one. And that's when the Chair-o-matic came in. But here it is as a LEGO set. Or Mega Bloks set. Ugh. Yeah, Stuart thinks he looks fresh over here. How do I get the minion out? All right, that leaves me only one choice. Got him. All right, so I got the minion out, and we're having issues. Gotta get his hat out too. All right, so first things first, he needs to wear this tie, I guess. And the next thing is these little rubber band that has his eyes attached to it. I've never seen that on a Lego minifigure before, because they're usually hard plastic. And then we're gonna put a hat on him. I don't know how this is gonna fit. There it is, it's a hat. Another thing I noticed is you can literally make him lean forward and back. What? That's so cool. All right, now we actually have to build the Chair-o-matic. Whoa, what are these? Excited to see what they're gonna do. All right, let's build. Oh shoot, that's not supposed to go there. We're supposed to put this there. Yo, look how springy it is. You don't even need this sign. All right, now we just gotta put our undercover minion on it. Whoa, look at him go. Watch this, watch this. You can recline. No, can't wait. Recline. Minion recline, darn you. See, look how reclined he is. Oh, maybe that's why he didn't want to recline. Bruh. Bro literally looks like a supervillain right now. Honestly though, it's a pretty cool set. That's like the noise he makes. I'm not just doing that for fun. This is you when you don't press the subscribe button. Don't make that you. Now we need to go back in time a little bit to the Minions movie, which took place before Despicable Me. And in it, the Minions had old bosses before Gru, like a vampire, which this set is based off of. So let's crack it open. Looks like our Minion boys are still stuck in there. And here are our evil vampire minions. They're gonna wish a happy birthday to the vampire and nothing's gonna go wrong. And with our other guy, this is solving our minion count, bringing our amount of minions up to 4, which is closer than before. Now let's build the build. All right, so we got this. Oh, these are weirdly colored pieces. It's like a marble white floor. All right, that's pretty good. This. All right, so what we gotta do is build out the coffin area. We need some purple highlight plates. I don't think that's an official Lego piece. I don't think any of this is an official Lego piece. All right, and it looks like we got a full-on coffin. Wait a minute, who's that? Walter, what are you doing in there? I was taking a nap. You can't take a nap in there, Walter. That's where the dead people go. Oh, yeah, maybe I should put him back in. Oh, and all we gotta do is set up a little happy birthday sign, because, you know, it's the vampire's birthday. He's turning only 357. That's so cute. All right, and the last thing the minions have to do is build a birthday cake. Got a birthday candle. Got these bars. And attach the cake. Oh, and they also got drinks. He's dumping his out. Oh, and they also get drinking cup. Wouldn't be a birthday party without refreshments. Oh, and since he snuck up on the vampire and he kinda died, they just put all the cake and cups and everything onto the coffin, and absolutely nothing bad is going to happen. Whoa, bro is flying. I like how this minion looks like he just sniffed a pack of markers. Yeah. It's so cursed. These next two sets are based on Despicable Me 3 when they all go to the cheese festival and there's all these people with cheese. But now the minions get to take part and we're gonna build both of them. First is the merry-go-round minion. Ugh. Whoa. What? Wait, this was in the back of the box? Or what else can we get out of here? The minions! Banana! All right. I'm gonna name him Rob instead of Bob. I'm also gonna put his eyes like this because he looks funnier. All right, let's crack it open. Oh, dude, I'm so excited for this. Oh, wait, we gotta make him carry the cheese. Wait, where's the cheese piece? Here it is. Cheese mignon. And now it's time for the cheese merry-go-round. All right, and here's the merry-go-round minion. He's got some weird pants on and he's holding some cheese. I spin him and he spins and he spins and he spins and it's a really lackadaisical merry-go-round. And it's terrible and he's dying. But I do like that we could just do this forever and ever and he'd just fall over. All right, now we gotta build the cheese shootout. Oh, and here's the cheese shootout minion. He's not scared at all. We have to stick this giant pin in his head and then we're gonna attach the plate to it so you can shoot the apple off. All right, so here's the set, and we have one last addition, and it is our minion boy here. Oh wait, and we need to add something. Yep, that's more cheese. Oh, and what's this? Huh, that's a weird pump. Wonder what that does. All right, now we just gotta William tether this cheese off this minion. Ready? We're gonna do it in 3, 2, 1. It didn't fall off. Let's try it again in 3, 2, 1. Third time's a charm. 3, 2, 1. Yo, we did it. Oh, are you okay, Greg? Next build! Now this next set is based off of when the minions had to live in a giant cave in exile until like the 1960s. So let's build it. All right, and here's our minion. I'm naming him Aiden. And they also include these extra pieces, which are, I think, supposed to be snowballs. So I guess we're gonna have him throw them. They also included not one, but two of these barrels to hold the snowballs, and even a ladder to climb up. Banana! Oh! You okay there, Aiden? No, banana, no, not okay. Banana. Oh, did I mention there's also this catapult that you can put this piece on, tap down on, and launch? Yep. Boom. I'm giving this set a solid 6 out of 10. And we could also use it to get more and more of our Minion boys. Yo, look, we're currently at like 7. I think if we get 3 more, that'll be pretty good. This next Minion is pretty fruity, and he was so popular, he was even in the official Lego Gru build set. But now here he is in minifigure form. Or in the box anyway. Whoa, look at that barrel. That's a barrel if I've ever seen a barrel. Ugh, that's not good. Oh, and he comes with an apple. He fell in the trough. All right, now we gotta build this weird looking fruit hat. We're gonna start by putting this little connector up the pin, grape, and this weird apple. All right, the first row of fruit is done. Now we're gonna do another one. This one is going to have some sort of pineapple or something, and also green fruit. I don't know which one this is. We're gonna slide that up. All right, and here's like the little fruit basket with the fruity Minion. And he's kind of like attached to this spring, so I guess you could like wave him around or whatever. And you could also make it rain little studs on him, which is interesting to say the least. So he could, I guess, float around in them or whatever. And hey, I guess you could even give him some company. This is going to be our trough full of Minions. Yo, this is bananas. Speaking of bananas, I think those are supposed to be bananas. He definitely wants them. Now we still have 2 more sets to go, but now this one's based off the scene where Stuart, absolutely downs a bunch of glizzies from the Minions movie. And we're gonna build the whole glizzy cart. All right, let's glizz. There's Stuart. Urgh. You okay down there, bud? Banana, no. All right, now we just gotta build the little cart. And the last thing I have to do is attach this umbrella. Oh, and of course we actually have to open the cooker to put the hot dog in. Yeah, I think that's what this is for. The weirdly shaped Lego hot dogs. But hey, it fits. And then we could also put one on the grill here. I wish honestly there were a little more hot dogs. All right, and here's the Lego man. And you could basically just load up a glizzy and fire it off. Whoa. Guys, you need to see the range of this. Look. Never mind. Stuart, what are you doing? Eating the hot dog, banana. All right, let's try that again. All right, launch test number 2. Whoa. This is a terrible launcher. Oh, there it goes. Good job, Stuart. Now this last set is based on where one of the Minions is actually trying to get a special signal to watch a scary broadcast about the supervillains conference. Anyway, let's build it. I think instead of a coat hanger, he comes with like a spatula? No, he has like a mixer in real life. Oh no! All right, let's get him out of here. Just pooped him out. Yo, there's a hole in his back. I wonder if that's gonna come into play. First thing we gotta do though is build the umbrella. All right, there's the umbrella. And we're gonna give it to this Minion. Whoa! All right, now I just gotta build the TV. And there's a TV. Yo, and it has this weird little design of a guy on it. Oh, and I also got the other spatula that he's holding for the set. We gotta like adjust his feet a little bit so that way he could stand on one foot. And now we can place him on the TV. And he could even be spun around to try and get an electricity signal. Now something you'll notice about these is they're not official Lego. And that's largely because Lego hasn't actually made blind bag minifigs. So this is gonna have to do. We're doing Minion, and I'm really excited to get into these. So let's open up the first one. Okay, which Minion are we gonna get? No way, it's the Captain America Minion. I was really excited about this one. All right, let's build. Are those hot dog hands? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have our first Super Minion. I am going to name him Steve, as in Steve Rogers, Captain America, but he's a Minion, so he's just Steve. I like how there's even an M instead of an A on his head. Very creative. Next Minion. Who will it be tonight? That's the question. I don't know which one this is. Is this the police officer Minion? Let's open it up. It's either the pilot Minion or the police officer Minion. Let me build it. This time I'm gonna show you peeling on his face. That's not creepy at all. But this time he has a hat. And he has a gun, ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. It's actually cool. He has one hand with a gun and he could shoot it and shoot it off and oh yeah. Oh no, I am naming him Officer Jeb. He can take out the ops.
No. Get it.
All right, next up is going to be this one, and we're gonna go for a straight cut like this. We're gonna open it up, and bada bing, bada boom, we have a minion with a guitar? I don't even know what kind of minion this is. And here he is, big minion man with a guitar and a deformed looking Luke Skywalker style cut off hand and foot. The foot thing wasn't supposed to happen, that just was an accident, oops. But yeah, I'm gonna name this guy Elvis Minion, because he got a guitar and Elvis had a guitar, therefore that makes him basically Elvis. Hey, and he's also on the packaging, like right here. See that? There he is, Elvis Minion. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Anyway, I'm gonna move him over to the squad over here so the boys can all hang out, and we're gonna get into our next minion. All right, so next one I'm really hoping for is Golfer Minion. That or Mario Minion. I don't know if you saw, there's like a Mario looking minion in here. Oh no, that's another police officer minion. This is our first duplicate minion. Not very bananas about it. You'll notice I didn't give him a face because they have the stickers, and honestly, if we get another duplicate, then I'll just swap their faces so you don't have an identical figure. But now we have a little minion police force, which will be good. Anyway, let's get into our next one. I hope there aren't too many duplicates, and more importantly, I hope we get at least one of every single character. Because there's still plenty that are gonna be in here. I believe there are 9, so the odds are still pretty good that we get everyone. And it looks like our next figure, ooh, this is a different one. Who is it going to be? Ooh, is this like Spy Minion? Oh, that's awesome. All right, Spy Ninja's pretty epic. He has not just one gun, but 2 guns. Ra-ta-ta-ta. He's actually epic. It's like John Wick Minion. Here are our Minion boys. And we're going to add Spy Minion to the mix and move into our next Minion. And this one should be pretty exciting. Well, if it's a duplicate, I'll be a little sad, I'll be honest. All right, here it is. Oh shoot, it's Cowboy Minion. Let's go. I didn't even know there was a cowboy one. Okay, so this guy's great and all, but I just love this face. Look at that. That's such a happy guy. I want to be him. It's a happy man. That's a happy minion. And I just give him a little hat. And oh, he's so cute. And he's got a shovel, so he can bury the bodies. Whoa. All right, Cowboy Minion, we're putting you with the other guys over in the corner. And we're on to the next Minion. All right, we're batting a minion. I mean a million with these poles. So this next one, I'm just gonna tear. We're not even gonna slice it. Oh, that's another Captain America one. Do I even bother building this? Nah, bye-bye. All right, next one. Hopefully this isn't another Captain America. As cool as that one is, I just don't need 2 of them. I could do 2 of pretty much every other person, but definitely not him. All right. That means we have one more shot. If this is a duplicate, that means we might not get every single person in the series. Dang it. I also don't understand, why are there yellow sausages but not bananas? Are these like inverted minions? This is gonna be the same one as this guy who you know, I'll use his face, because at least the face I could put on the other police officer. Here he is, and we could just, you know, boom. Hey, and he looks pretty good. And you know, you put him with his buddy cop, and they're vibing together. I'll make this other one, but I really want to see if there's a new one. All right, next one. Let's go. It's gonna be epic. We have 4 left. This minion is going to be a rich minion. Dang it, it's another spy minion. Okay, so we made another one of the spy minions. They're like brother minions. They dap each other up. They're chill. The more interesting one I find is this one. So I modded him a little bit from the other ones. So if this is Elvis Minion, that means this is John Lennon Minion, you know, because he has 4 eyes. Anyway, I'm getting a little nervous, honestly, because we already have 3 duplicates, and I'm really hoping we get the Mario one. We have him and the golfer are the primary ones. If we get the little guy wearing yellow, that would be good too. We have 3 left, so we're gonna hope for all of them. I'm just gonna rip it open. We've been having a bad luck with ripping them open, so hopefully it's Mario, hopefully it's Mario. Oh, it's another Captain America one. All right, I'm not even gonna bother. That's like the 3rd of those we've gotten. All right, so this next one's gonna be it. We're gonna get Mario. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. Banana! Yes! A new one! Golfer Minion. Let's go. All right, let's build it. And here is our next minion. And I thought this was supposed to be a golf club. That's a pickaxe. I think he's still supposed to be a golfer, but they gave him a pickaxe, and that's stupid. Okay, we're gonna just move him to the side. We have one more mystery bag. This better have flippin' Mario in it, because on this package, there's not one Mario, but there's two. And I want him very badly. So we're gonna open it up. If it's Captain America, I'm gonna die. Womp womp, it's a cop. So these are the minions that Gru has enlisted to protect him and help him on his mission to steal the moon. And all the boys helped him get in his spaceship, and now he's on his way to the moon.
I've got it! I've got the moon!
Made it back to Earth, and Gru and everyone is so happy. Wait a minute, who is that?
Vector! Oh yeah!
Uh-oh. We'll have to figure that out in another video. The movie Despicable Me 4 came out, and I went and saw it with a friend, and I absolutely loved it. So I went to the store and was able to buy some sets and ordered some of the other ones online. The first set I was able to get was this brick-built Gru. This one doesn't have any minifigures, but it's a really interesting decision to make this set. Obviously, after I cracked it open, I went into building, and there are a lot of different minions I had to build. Like Kevin, who has this epic grin and a fully functioning fart gun. And this is Secret Agent Dave, who I thought had a way taller head, and I'm surprised they didn't give him the same one as Kevin, but he does come with the little head propeller. Now, Lego's minifigure version is Tim, and this one is Dave, which is a little confusing, but I like the build technique they used for his necktie. Then there's also this minion. He's the one who says Beto a lot in the movies and is really annoying. And then there's Jerry, who went on to be that big chunky minion, but he comes with his full fruit hat, his surprised face, and these two maracas, and also a really curvy telephone piece, which Beto Minion is really liking. And then there's Jerry, who spins them all around, and he can do this by shoving a pin up his... Anyway, he's got a banana and a ukulele, and there's Gru. The Gru build was actually the most fun to build, and I really do like that you can adjust the arms in so many different ways. The face can be a little cursed if you don't have it on the exact way it has to be, because if you have it adjusted even a little bit, the eyes will look scary. The legs themselves are pretty stable, and it's held together by this Technic pin at the bottom of his foot. And for $55, this set is not the worst value in the world. I'd say it's worth it. So is this set an oh yeah?
Oh yeah!
Next it is the $25 Minion and Banana car. So let's crack it open and build. And it comes with 4 minions, making it effectively an epic minion battle pack. You got AVL Tim, who comes with the head propellers and those weird binoculars. He also has this stand attached that has a little radio and a dart gun attached to it with a lever. Then you get a plain old Mel, who's also an artist and can paint bananas. We have Pit Crew Ron, who in the movie was in charge of changing Baby Gru's diapers. So I had him do that with the Lego Baby Gru, and it actually comes with a whole changing table setup, and he can take care of all the despicable things that could be found in Gru Jr.'s pants. But the best minion of all is Mega Minion Dave. Dave was my favorite minion growing up, and seeing him beefy like this is epic. He comes with a big weight, and he could actually carry and install the engine for the banana car. Now, the banana car itself is pretty cool. It can only fit 1 minion in it, but it does come with 4 wheels, and it looks like a banana. So is that set a
oh yeah?
Or
Oh, poop.
I'd say it's an oh yeah. The next set is the Minion Music Party Bus. So let's check that one open and build. Now this thing costs $40 and comes with 4 minions. This one with Dave in a party hat, Mel in a hat, and Phil, who also has a party hat on. These guys are all chill, but no one's as epic as Mega Minion Gus. He looks a bit sus, but he's pretty cool, and he's our second Mega Minion that we've unlocked. As for the bus build itself, it's a bit interesting. The base is very solid, but as you go up, you can actually separate it, and it has these windows that can open up and gives you room for a DJ, which I made Mel. You also get all these different accessories like balloons, flags, drinks. You also get access to some instruments, and there's a little jacuzzi tub in the back of the bus. I do like the speakers on the top of the roof that you could fold up with all the pictures of the different minions, and there's still room to seat a driver for the bus, but this bus looks nothing like the one in the actual movie because that one actually has seats and is like a normal bus, an absurd amount of minions. But the best part about this set, without a doubt, is the frog. So is this bus worth $40? I'd say,
oh yeah!
Next is the smallest Despicable Me 4 set, the Minion Jet Board. This thing comes with a minifigure of a character we do not know's name. I think it's Tim. But there's this really simple jet board build that I personally really like, and I even had Dr. Nefario install a time machine on for another video. But anyhow, it's solid, and for $5, you get a free minion. I am happy with that. And I'm actually giving this away to one lucky person who comments bananas. So is this set,
oh yeah!
or
Oh, poop.
I'd say it's an oh yeah. Now let's move into the next one. The last set is the biggest Minion set of all time, and it is the Minions and Gru family mansion. Anyway, let's crack it open and build. All right, we got it built and it looks cool, but first I have to check out the minifigs. First up is our first ever official Lego minifigure Gru that isn't a child. And did Lego pull it off? I don't know. It looks okay. One that looks much better is Lucy, who comes with a double face, and her child, Gru Jr., who has the same eyebrows. Then you got Margot, Edith, and Agnes. Edith has a new hair mold piece, and I talk more about these minifigures in this video. And you also get the final three Mega Minions, Mega Minion Tim, who has super long arms that can slap people from across the room, Mega Minion Mel, can laser anybody, and Mega Minion Jared, who was that guy from earlier. Bro had a glow up. Now it's taking a look at the house, and I'm gonna say right now, they could have made this set $20 cheaper and gotten rid of the stupid tree house. They did the up house for $60, and they could have done this one for $70 easily with room to spare, and then they could have cut this out entirely, but they wanted an excuse to put in all these different minifigures into a more expensive set. And I do like the little fish and the little lamps they have on there, and it's kind of adorable, but I just don't think it's a good inclusion. As for the exterior itself, it's about as good as you can do. Gru's house is a bit of a weird shape to do in this scale. I think one of my favorite features is the little minion that's poking out the window in the front, and there's also a mailbox you can put stuff in. The one thing I don't understand is how small the garage is. Anyway, I have Mega Minion Mel here, and you can open the door and see what's going on inside. And at the floor level is the basement actually, which has Gru's lair. You have different technical screens with spiders on them, maybe a reference to the cookie robots. You also have a suction gun and some water next to a ladder, and then there's a box full of cookies for cookie robots. I like the other side better because it has a bomb on the wall, as well as a toilet with a tiny toilet seat.
Curse you, tiny toilet!
There's also this tube moving upstairs and connecting it to the other rooms. You'd have Gru and Dr. Nefario do some epic things down here, but let's move upstairs to the Goyles room, and they only have one of their missile pod beds. This thing looks cool, and you do have stickers of her goat child and the unicorn, and there's even some little minion drawings on there. And if you move to the other side, you'll see Gru's lair with his chair. This is the one where if you spin it the right way, it will lead an entrance to the basement. And then you have the upstairs couch, which I put all the family around, and there are some cupcakes there. And then on the very, very top level, there's this adorable little portrait of Gru and the girls. And of course his dog, who they didn't include in the set for some reason. That's not fair. So is this set an
Oh yeah!
or
Oh, poop.
I would say neither. It could have been so much better, but it isn't. And I'm sure they will do a better job with it next time. But the figures in it are really good, other than Gru, and I still think it's worth picking up on sale. And that's every Despicable Me set ever made. Now there are a lot of different characters from this franchise Lego could make, so let's start with Gru.
I sit on the toilet with what?
The first version of normal Gru came in the Minions and Gru's Family Mansion set, and it's kind of disappointing. First, if Gru is known for two things, it's being very tall and having a pointy nose, and he's missing both those things here. First, his lack of nose just feels weird, but it would have been okay if the rest of his body kind of matched the actual version of Gru, and it doesn't. He looks exactly like a normal minifigure. I think without all of these things, it just looks kind of lazy and like Lego didn't really try hard with him. That's why I tried making a version of him with a Pinocchio nose. But some figures who do look better than Gru are the girls.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
He adopted them in the first movie, and we have all three of them in this one set. You've got Margot, who was voiced by the same girl who played iCarly. This one looks okay. I think they probably should have given her the midi scale legs because she was a little taller than the other two, but she still looks good. Edith comes with this brand new exclusive hair mold piece with a pink cap on it, and Agnes looks great with her overalls that look like they're supposed to come from a Minion.
Just one more. I accidentally closed my eyes.
And then of course in the next Despicable Me movie, he met Lucy, who he ended up marrying, and I think this minifigure looks pretty solid. She is an alternative face with sunglasses, but her main face looks good enough. She also has red hair and this polka dot scarf. Now that I think about it, what's with all these villains having scarves? Anyway, the scarf happens to match Fozzie Bear, and later after her and Gru got married, they had Gru Jr. Now Gru Jr. does not like regular Gru, and he looks kind of basic. He has orange eyebrows, which clearly come from Lucy, and he has the gray suit, which I guess comes from Gru. And speaking of Gru Jr., let's look at what the actual Gru Jr. looked like in the Despicable Me The Rise of Gru sets, with this child Gru minifigure.
All right. I surrender. Come on in.
He's pretty tall for a child, especially considering his kids were probably the same height, but they gave him tall legs for some reason. And he came in this 54-piece minifigure pack, which came with 3 other characters, like Bell Bottom, who's actually really detailed and is one of the only supervillains from this movie that Lego has officially made. There's been no Vector, there's been no Scarlet Overkill, there's been no Drew Gru, there's been no El Macho, and there's been no evil Minions. So she's the best we're gonna get. But speaking of Minions, let's take a look at the most made Lego Minions ever. Kevin, Bob, and Stuart. And there are a lot of variations variations of these guys, with a version of Bob from a polybag as a mech character with a fart gun and this banana. He also has these arm attachments, which are epic. You have Gru's Unstoppable Bike Chase Bob, as well as Minifigure Pack Bob, Airplane Bob, and my favorite, Dojo Bob. And this one was a weird inclusion because it came in the brick-built Minion set and not the Dojo set, which basically forces you to buy that one to complete the whole set, which is really dumb. But the good news is that set did come with Stuart and Kevin in their Dojo gear, and Stuart was great because he probably has the most variations of any of these characters, because after fighting the dummy Minion, he could change out his outfit and go to bed inside his own head with this sleepy outfit, and in his dreams he could fly a plane in his pilot outfit. They obviously also have slightly different faces, which is nice, and he only has one normal version in the Gru's Unstoppable Bike Chase set. But the least made of the three was Kevin, but he's also my favorite. He came all kitted out in the brick-built Minion set, and he was also in Gru's layer set, which is great because he could ride the little roller coaster build, and he also has some slightly different faces, with again the best one being from the dojo. And the dojo is awesome because Kevin can do some serious training and also beat up the Minion Otto, keeper of the golden banana. Otto is a bit of a nerd. He also gets distracted very easily, and that's kind of why Kevin, whacked him. And there are two versions, Surprised Otto and Happy Otto. He's also super fat and could hardly fit in the plane. And those are all the characters from Minions, so we have to skip all the way back to Despicable Me 4. And there are 4 different sets with minifigures. First is the Mega Minion Party Bus, and this is the place to be. It comes with a minifigure of Mel, who has this pink hat and is vibing it out on the DJ board. You also have Dave and Bill, who come with party hats, and our first Mega Minion, Gus. He looks incredibly sus, and apparently has the power to fly. And speaking of flying minions, is AVL Tim from the Minions Banana Car. This was basically an epic Minions battle pack, which came with another Mel minifigure, but Tim is really cool in this one because you could swap out his eyes to have these cool goggles and this spinning fan to make him fly. Then you have Pit Crew Ron, who in the movie was known for, changing out all the different diapers on the baby. I'm pretty sure that's what this gun is actually for. And he could clean up all the big despicable messes. And speaking of big despicable people, here is Dave. This Dave is a Mega Minion, and bro is beefy. That's a beefy boy. He's pumping some iron, and he's just vibing straight up. Look at this man. I got him loading engines on the banana cars. What an absolute unit. But speaking of units, next is Mega Minion Jerry. This guy's a literal rock. Apparently his character was based off of the Thing from the Fantastic Four, and I can't say I disagree. This guy is awesome. He can eat explosives, roll around, and destroy stuff. And he has to have some of the most intense teeth I've ever seen on a Minion. Can you imagine how many bananas this dude could consume? Probably almost as many as Mega Minion Tim can reach. So this guy's whole thing is that he has stretchy arms, and I actually like him a lot. You can use his arms to slap your boy from across the room or pick up another Minion. And on top of that, you're just using to spy on someone because he's so tall. He's also the most disproportionate Minion I've ever seen in my whole life. And the last Mega Minion is Mel, who we've seen 2 versions of already, and now he has a laser eye. In the movie, this thing cut through the entire Earth, and this one could probably do a very similar thing. He's probably the most boring looking of the Mega Minions, but has probably the coolest power. But there's still one more Minion, and it's the one in the Minion jet board. This one comes with a freeze gun, and I'm pretty sure it's Tim. It has a pretty similar face to him, but it hasn't been confirmed, so really we don't know. But he also comes with a wrench and this hairpiece, and those are supposed to be all the official ones, which is nuts. LEGO needs to make more Despicable Me minifigures. They need to make Vector, which is what I did for the video, and they need to make Dr. Nefario, which is what I did for the video. They're missing so many characters, and I think it is despicable that they haven't been able to make more. With all that said, God bless and stay awesome.